Man City grinding out a result just like champions would do. Where have we heard that before? Yes, people, I boy, and Man City won, Chelsea nil at Stamford Bridge. And if you're an Arsenal fan like me, this was not good viewing. I thought Chelsea had it. That first half, they were on job. They were better than Man City. But in that second half, Man City put them to the sword and did exactly what Arsenal could not do. Nick a goal and win the game. And now they reduced the deficit back to 5 points. Let's talk about this game. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, make sure you subscribe on my road to 2,000 subscribers. Like I said, I thought this would be a banana peel game for City. We know Chelsea have been absolutely horrible this season. They can't seem to pick up any results. They're in a transition period. But going to Stamford Bridge is never an easy game, and we know Chelsea would be right up for it. And to be fair, in that first half, it went kind of how I expected. Everyone I know would think City would dominate that game, but I knew City have not been at it this season. They've been average at times, and Chelsea looked good. They offered a real threat on the counter-attack, and they managed to keep their structure after losing two key players to injuries at different points of the game, Sterling and Pulisic. And Chouameni, I think his name was, hitting the post as well, so close to giving Chelsea the lead. I almost celebrated it like an Arsenal goal, but of course he didn't. But in that second half, Man City did what they have the luxury of doing, what Arsenal did not have the luxury of doing against Newcastle on Tuesday, and that is make key substitution and bring game winners off the bench. Mahrez and Jack Grealish on, and guess who combines for the goals? Those two exact players to give Man City the goal. Around the same time Arsenal scored against Chelsea, actually, about a few months back, 2 months back, when we won that game 1-0 as well. And that's the difference. Arsenal against Newcastle, same type of game. Could not break them down whatsoever. But we had to ride it out of our 11 basically. And we could not pull away with the win. City on the other hand, not playing amazing either. Make some substitutions. Start to get a bit more assertiveness in the game. But they do actually find that killer blow. And that's a massive win for Pep Guardiola's side. And I think a lot of people will be retracting their statement they made earlier in the week saying that Arsenal are now favourites for the title. Because I think this has just tipped it back in City's favour. I know it was a 5-point gap before the World Cup. And I know after the World Cup started, it's been 3 games, it's still a 5-point gap. But this just felt like a massive win for Man City, the way they grinded it out. On Chelsea's side, I think we should talk a little bit about them at least. We know they're in a transition period. They remind me a lot actually of where Arsenal was a few seasons back. A lot of the young players that came on, they actually looked really good. They looked like they were giving them a different aspect. But Graham Potter, he threw the towel in too early, man. Like with 25 minutes left, he completely just sacked the game off, bringing on Hutchinson. Why, man? He took off his goal scoring Aubameyang, and Chelsea had no really outlet and no outball after that. It was really poor in his aspect. But then again, he's got a lot of injuries. What can he do? One player that really did stand out for me, I'm going to say 2 actually. First, the substitute, Lewis Hall at left back. I remember watching him in the Carabao Cup game against Man City, and he was top quality then. And today as well off the bench, he was amazing. They need to sack this Cucurella guy off right now, man. They took a fat L paying 50 M's for this guy. He is horrible, especially on that goal as well. Him and the keeper were to blame. Sack him off right now and play Lewis Hall, because that brother is actually decent. Like, he looks good. That finish at the end, horrible. Completely horrible. But he's a left back stroke centre mid, so like, what can you expect, man? That's not really his game. But he looked good, his skills were good, he's got good awareness, he's a young player as well. I definitely prefer playing him to Cucurella, to be honest. Cash in on Cucurella if you can, I know it's early. The other player. Now, Sky Sports gave John Stones man the match. That was because Man City won. But overall, I don't care what the result was. Man the match was Dennis Zakaria. What a player midfield for Chelsea. That CDM controlled it, man. His ball retention at midfield against a pressing Man City side was top notch. The way he received that ball and was turning. Unbelievable from him, man. Really was a great performance from him. And it's poor that he didn't manage to get his side through all the way. And because if he did, he really deserved it. Of all the Chelsea players, Zachary deserved to be on that winning side, or at least getting a point from that game. So it was really unfair on that behalf. But that's football. That's the way the cookie crumbles. On City side though, it's what you expect, man. They grinding out results. I've said it so many times. City this season are not invincible. They're not playing amazing this season, but they're getting results. Fulham at home, a Haaland last minute penalty gives them the win. Even against Leicester, a De Bruyne free kick gives them the win, man. And then again today, they didn't play amazing, but they had one stroke of brilliance and they scored the goal. Other than that, I don't really remember Man City having a clear-cut chance. Let's be completely honest. Do you remember it? 'Cause I don't. But they get the result, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. And Pep Guardiola's done exactly what he wanted to do. And now it comes to a massive next week in the Premier League. We're sacking off the FA Cup. We don't care about that. Let's move on to the Premier League next week. City go to United. tough game. I think United, City, Arsenal, Newcastle are the top 4 best teams in this country. Going to Old Trafford is never an easy game, but in the same week, Arsenal go to Tottenham. So anything can happen, man. It's all open in the title race. But I think this is a massive win for City because I think it does give them the ascendancy in this title race now. I said it after the Arsenal game. I said, look, is it a point gained or is it 2 points lost? We will only know after Man City play Chelsea and Arsenal play Tottenham. Well, City got the 3 points against Chelsea. I was kind of hoping they would slip up a little bit. They didn't. We'll have to see now. But it's about time City actually capitalised. Because there's so many times this season where Arsenal dropped points, but they've also dropped points in the same week. It's about time they actually started making ground on Arsenal now. And it's going to be a nervy few weeks coming up for Arsenal fans. We're still on top of the table, but it can all change very quickly, as we all know in football. Let me know your thoughts on the match in the comment section down below. I've been OneFootball. I hope to see you all in my next video.